Hello, hello. We are live. Just checking in here. 1 second as we go live. And I see that we have Coach Joyce with us today. Hello,
Hello, hello.
welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me
I took my
again.
earbud out. Now I can't hear you. What was that?
Thank you for having me again.
Excellent, excellent. It's so fun. I'm so glad that I'm not just talking to myself out here. There's actually someone that I can see, which is nice. And hello to you. If you are here with us, drop a hello in the chat, or if you're here for the replay, go ahead and let us know that you're here for a replay. I think I'm losing my voice. So, how are you tonight, Coach Joyce?
I am doing excellent. How are you?
I am good. I am good. Are you all ready to get to have a wonderful Easter weekend?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really looking forward to it. It's warmer here for a change. The snow's going, and I get to go out to the cottage tomorrow for a little bit. Yeah, it's always a yeah for me. We won't open it yet because it's still the water's still a little bit frozen, but we will definitely be um, starting to set up to go out there, and hopefully the middle of April towards the end of April it'll be warm enough to get the water going.
Nice, nice. That's wonderful. That sounds like a fantastic time getting everything ready, just hopefully getting a little bit of a summery feel by being out there. When does the ice tend to drop off of the water up there?
It really depends. It'll go. Yeah, it's really hard to. It's honestly really hard to say. Sometimes we've seen it out there the May long weekend where it's still frozen. Sometimes it's mid-April, early April, end of March. It just depends on what it's like and how thick the ice is. Um, the the um, they put it's basically like a boat that has little arms, looks like an octopus that starts chopping up the ice fairly early in the spring. So they've been out there making sure that we don't get floods, those kinds of things. So it won't be long, and it happens quick, but it's hard to say exactly when that day will happen.
Yeah, yeah, I know up here too. There are some places it also depends on elevation.
Yeah,
Some places we're getting some the ice come off in May, and then other places it's not until June, depending on how elevated that area is, right? So
yeah, and how much ice
interesting to
there
see.
is in that area, right?
Yeah, or even sometimes walking in the trails.
Yeah,
We'll be in the middle of summer, and there'll be some like really shaded, tucked away places in the woods that still have a little bit of snow in there.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it depends. It really, really depends on the year, but it's now they're talking like dry, hot summer. Um, so as long as we're wet enough for the fires to stay away, it'll be a good summer. It'll be an exciting summer for sure.
Yeah, that's the hope is no fires.
Right.
Um, yes. So this week, did you get a chance to look at the episode that went out this week?
I did. I love this episode.
Yeah, this was a pretty good one too. Talking about our next chapter, and I like the quote that Coach Sarah said was that the question is not the question of this chapter is not a crisis; it's an invitation.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, and that's I think what we need to remind our girls about, the women around us about it, is it's not scary. It will happen, and um, things will happen around it. I wish I would have known more, honestly, about what would happen, and I think I would have handled things a little bit different. But letting our kids know and our girls know what's up, so that they're prepared for it, and prepared for the invitation, will be so much easier for them.
Absolutely. And it's hard to it's not something that just comes up in conversation, right? Not with your daughters and stuff. It's yeah, I mean, you don't really talk about puberty a whole lot before it starts to happen, right?
Very
So
true.
it's almost that kind of a situation where it's not until things start to happen that you start to talk about it. And by then, you're already in the middle of it, right?
Yeah, or you're okay. Like I remember talking to Kat, that's our oldest one, about even her hair getting drier once she hit that 30, right? It's like, well, you are in your early 30s, which means, your hair is getting drier. It could break and fall off. You got to change. The hormones are changing a bit at 30, right? She's like,
That's
oh
it.
yeah, right. um, so your hormones are constantly changing, and that's what we need to be aware of is what's going on and how our body is changing, and that it's okay for it to change.
Yeah, and there's also, like, the hormones changing, the physical things changing, the life stage changing, like, what's happening within your life, um, and I found once I hit probably about 40, 45, um, I didn't care about the same things that I used to care about. I didn't Well, I used to call it the gaff factor, but maybe it's more a give a care factor, right? And
Yeah,
I didn't
exactly.
care as much about what people thought. I didn't care as much about the things that didn't matter to me. And
Yeah,
finding that alignment was really something I searched for but didn't have words for at the time.
yeah, and I was the same way. um, my What people thought of me was I didn't really care what people thought of me. I just needed to find my people, right?
Yeah.
My people, my calling, and that's made a huge difference in my life, a huge difference.
Yeah, and that's something that I want to touch on one of our podcasts coming up is finding your people, because the people that you used to hang out with, you might not be interested in hanging out with anymore. Like, everything changes, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. And then with those changes, a lot of times we touched on this in the episode too, is the grief. And you actually deal with grief. And it sounds silly to say that because it's like, oh yeah, well, your life just changed. It's okay. But even in puberty, even in, like, when you became a mom, when you might have been something really good happening, but you're still grieving the person you used to be, even if it's better now, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the hard part. One of the hard parts is, I love my adult kids. I love my adult kids, but not them not needing me as much is a tough thing for me. I got to step back sometimes because it's like coaching, right? It's like I know what to tell you, I know what to do, I know what to say, and it's like nope, can't do it. Got to ask questions, lead them there a little bit if that's where they want to go. And that's the same thing with your adult kids, right? And then you go into being a grandmother from my perspective, and it's totally different because it's like, yep, you can have that chocolate. Yeah, we're going to spoil you. Yeah, you can play Pokemon on my Pokemon all day long if you want. Use up all my balls. I don't care. Grandma will get more, right? um, so it's so different. And as long as we can, yes, grieve those, but also get excited and be happy for moving into the next stage because um, being a grandmother is so much fun. Like I wouldn't want to miss this for anything. My mom used to always say, if I knew being a grandmother was so much fun, I would have had grandkids first, right?
Yeah.
Which is very true.
I still don't have grandchildren, so unfortunately I haven't experienced that. But I can see the cognitive dissonance, right?
Yeah,
Of, like, celebrating who you are now and wanting to do that, but still feeling bad that you're having to let go of the person you used to be. And I
yeah,
have no idea why I'm making these movements, but yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, yeah, it's the person I used to be, but I think the person I am now and I'm moving towards is better. Like that's
Mhm.
kind of the way I got to look at it, or I'm looking at it is I'm in a better place now than where I was for me, right?
Right.
For me. Um, and that's what's so exciting about this chapter. It's there's so many things going on. There's so much fun going on. There's so much of just me like being myself going on, and that's where I think we all want to get to eventually, right?
Mhm. What are some things, like if somebody's with us right now, and watching this, is there anything that comes to mind that helped you move through either the grief or learning to celebrate the new you?
Um, I think really understanding who I am and what my passions are and what I love to do made a huge difference because I think I was doing things for other people, right? I'm that people pleaser, and um, a lot of some of those things weren't what I love to do, weren't my passion, right? And people have noticed that difference in me right off the hop. It's like you just are happier now. You just have more energy now because you're doing what you love to do. And we need to really that's something we really need to look at as people in general, but in women in particular. It's like, okay, your kids are gone or they can look after themselves. You know, you love being a mom, you're still a mom, but what do you want to do for you,
Yeah.
right? What do you want to do? I mean, you taught me self-care is the most important thing,
Mhm.
right? And I think we forget that, and that's a big subject, self-care,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. There's a lot of pieces that go into self-care. Yeah, and I'm so it's finding a way, like at least for me and for a lot of my clients, I find that we avoid the hard. And so when you take that invitation to explore the hard in some way, that's when you kind of start to make the breakthroughs and you start to find the pieces that are worth celebrating, that you feel are worth celebrating and that you can enjoy. In the episode, we talked about journaling. I've been a start and stop kind of person when it comes to journaling. I enjoy doing it, but I don't always remember to do it. And there's tiny experiments we talked about as well, which is basically what I was just saying. Like if you don't know what you want, try something,
Right.
right? A little test of some sort.
Yeah,
And then,
there's so many tools out there to try different things, and I mean, I love doing videos, right? Like that's just something I love doing. So I'll throw out a video out there, and it's like, hey, you guys understand what I'm talking about here? And it's if it helps one person, it helps one person. Um, or I'll throw something on my chat, and it's like, hey, this is the way I'm feeling right now. What do you think about this? And it gets what's going on in my head out,
yeah,
but it also makes me think forward, and I think that helps. So anything you can do, whether it's journaling or whether it's what they call vlogging now,
yes,
doing videos, or whether it's going for a walk and just talking to yourself, because I do that too. um, as long as it works for you, do it.
absolutely. For those of you who are here with us right now, um, let us know in the chat, what are some things that have helped you, or some things that you've noticed have helped other people, maybe, or that you're willing to try. That one excites me. What are you willing to try? That'd be fantastic. Of course, another thing that we talked about, being coaches, obviously coming to a coach or a therapist or a best friend, someone that you know is on your side and won't rush you through the process to do what they do, It's to do what you need to do for you,
Right.
right?
Exactly. And that they're not going to judge you. That's the other thing, right? Because we worry about being judged. But if you can build that you'll build that relationship with a coach or a therapist or a best friend that's not going to judge you. Chat with them, ask them questions, have some,
Yeah,
pick
and
their
that's the
brains.
hard thing with friends too, is that it's not necessarily that they're going to judge you, it's that they have a lot of themselves invested into that relationship.
Yeah.
So they have a certain filter
Right.
that they're going to put on what it is that you guys talk about, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Exactly.
yeah, and it's not their fault. It's A, they haven't been trained, and B, um, they care about you and they want that's what they think is best,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah. And that's where coming in and talking to a therapist or talking to a coach really helps because they're going to not have that bias and ask the right questions that they need to ask so that you can get to where you want to get to.
Mhm. Absolutely. Um, let's talk a little bit about the joy list. That came up, we talked about it in the episode and we brought it into the blog, so that people could read it if they'd like. It's even an image that's ready for Pinterest. Um, so the joy list starts with, 1, list out all the things that make you feel good, big or small.
Right.
2, highlight the things that are free or easy to do, right?
Yep.
Something
Yep.
that's easily accessible. And then 3, choose one and intentionally add it to your day.
Yep.
3 steps.
Yep. Very, very simple. And what I love about that is I have a list of what makes me feel good, right? And I put into my schedule, this is my joy time, my joy time. Um, and sometimes it's something as simple as just, calling my grandkids, right? To put them to bed, to sing to them. Um, and it just makes me feel so much better. You're present, you're focused on what you need and what they need. And it's only one thing. So it's not hard, right? It's not hard. And in my head, it makes a huge difference, or I want to think it makes a huge difference in your life, right? Or in your day.
Absolutely. And it's interesting too, well, I love that you're scheduling joy and something into your life. And that doesn't mean that it has to be the first thing that you do in the morning. Though it can be, and that's a great strategy.
Yep.
It doesn't have to be something stringent. It could just be, oh, look at my schedule this week. I'm pretty busy. There's not a lot here that looks like it's going to bring me joy. I think I need to schedule in some time here. Right?
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've been doing chai tai walking. That's it. And it's 5 minutes, but I'm moving and it brings me joy. So let's keep doing it. Right. Do I do it every day? No. Have I got it scheduled in every day? Yes. But I've said to myself, if I can do it 3 times a week, I'm good.
Yeah, and there are some studies that show that you are more likely to do it. So let's say you are planning on 3 times a week. You are more likely to do it when you schedule it for 5 and give yourself 2 grace days
Right.
than if you're gonna say 3 days a week. I'm doing it 3 days a week. These are the days and this is how it's gonna happen, and you're militant about it. You're more likely to do it to say, "Okay, I'll schedule it for 5. 2 of those are grace days."
Right. Exactly. And sometimes I do it for 5 days, or I'll do some kind of other thing, right? But it's there and it's scheduled and it's okay if I miss it. Perfection, it's not perfection, right? We're not about perfection, we're about progression. And that's the
Yep,
key right there.
absolutely. I also wanted to talk to you a little bit about things that used to bring someone joy and who they are now. Sometimes that's a way to be able to remember what brought you joy, Whereas sometimes you've just evolved and changed so much that that old thing really doesn't bring you joy anymore. Have you
Right.
experienced that?
Yeah, I think there's some people that have brought me joy in the past, honestly, and just not, I want to call it shedding, you know, shedding them, at least for now. And people come in and out of your lives for a reason, in my mind, anyways. And I think that it's important to recognize that, there's some things that you loved doing before, that you might not enjoy doing now, or there's things that you enjoy doing now that you didn't like doing before. And it's okay to change. You're evolving as a person, right? So you're going to adjust and you're going to change. And I mean, I I'm not a big morning person like my husband is. Like my husband's up at 5 a.m. and it's like, why? And I realized that I don't need to be up at 5 a.m. and it's not good for me to be up at 5 a.m. and that's okay too,
Mhm.
right? Where I used to say I got to get up in there early, like just like everybody else. No, I'm not like everybody else. And if I want to get up later and stay up later, which is what I do, then that's okay,
Yeah.
right?
And there's evidence now showing that you need to do what works for you because not everybody is that kind of person. And there's a lot of people. There was that push for the 5 a.m. club,
Yeah,
which is fine if that's something that you want to do and that's something that works for you.
yeah,
Um, yeah, but not everyone is that,
yeah.
right?
I'm
And I
more
think
likely
you
going
kind
to
of mentioned,
Yeah, I'm more likely going to bed at 5 a.m. You know, like that's kind
yeah,
of my thing. Um, and like I said, that's okay. If it works for me, it works for me, and I'm not going to change that.
and
I'm
that's
just
something that
happier.
I, yeah, that's something that I actually worked through with one of my clients. So this client lived in South Africa.
Right.
And so for us, in order for us to meet, it was the middle of the night for this client. Um, so I was concerned that they were going to be missing out on sleep and stuff. And they said, "Oh no, this is one of the problems that I have is that I would rather stay up all night and sleep most of the day."
Yep.
So, so we did discuss this a little bit, and because one of the things that this client wanted to do was learn how to switch her schedule because she knew that all these studies were saying if she wants to be a millionaire, she needs to get up at 5 in the morning. And she was saying, but I'm just, getting started, right?
Yep.
And so yeah, we had a long discussion about this, and like one of the homework pieces that I gave her was to look around, do some research. Because she said, "Oh, all the research says you have to get up in the morning. You have to get up in the morning." So, well, do some research. Are there people who are successful that stay up at night
Yep.
and get up later in the morning? And she did some research and she found out that, yeah, in fact, and it's the research showing for sleep studies is that it's individualized.
Yep.
Now, the amount is different because, of course, we still have circadian rhythms and then men versus women and
Yep.
things like that. But yeah, all of that is out there. So don't think that just because someone said something at some point means that it applies directly to you. You need to,
Exactly.
yeah. Um, Another thing in the episode, just before we wrap up here, Shelley mentioned in the episode how it was funny, and I thought this was really well done. She mentioned in the episode that it was funny how we spend the first part of our lives trying to figure out what people want from us, and then trying the next part of our lives trying to learn how to live that way and meet those expectations. And then we get to this part of our lives when we're finally like, it's my time. It's time for me to do it. And then Tiffany said, we were conforming, now we're transforming. And I love that. I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that too. And I think if I was to go back and talk to, my 18-year-old self, I would be coaching, like, because that's what I wanted to do, right? When I was 18 years old, it's like, I want to be a life coach. That's what I want to do. And everybody's like, no, you're crazy, blah, blah, blah. 'Cause things were different. We didn't have the internet at that point in time, right?
Mhm.
But so I said, okay. And I listened to what everybody else wanted me to do. And I hated it. I love being a mom. That's the best part. But I didn't really like what I was doing as much as I thought I did when I think about it.
Absolutely. Yeah, you have to do something that resonates with you
Yep.
and get
Transform
what
earlier, people.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Um, all right. I think that covers everything that I wanted to say for today. Is there anything that you wanted to talk about?
I think I just want to remind everybody to be like, be you. Like, the sooner you can get to being you and transforming to you, the happier you're going to be. I really believe that. And if you're not there, like, reach out to somebody that can help you, whether, I don't know, whether it's a therapist or whether it's a coach, or whether, and a coach, it could be anything from a career coach to a happiness coach, right? Or someone that can help help you change the chaos in your life, like Doris. Um, it's it's so important. Life is way too short, right, to not be happy. So if I could give you that advice, I'd say just do what you're passionate about. It Be happy, and don't listen to anybody else.
I love that. That sounds good to me. For those of you who are watching, I'm leaving you a little bit of homework. I'm going to ask you to do a couple things for me. One, leave me a comment. Let me know what it is that brings you joy in this season of life, whatever season of life that you're in right now. I want to know. And then maybe you can refer to it in like 10 years from now and then see the difference, right? So leave something that brings you joy in this season of life. That's one. Two, we're really trying to grow our YouTube channels. So if you want to head over to YouTube, hit the subscribe button. You have no idea how much that helps us so that other people can see this content, especially if you thought that it was valuable. And this way, YouTube will show it to more people and give them the opportunity to get a little bit of value from it as well. So that's my homework for today. I hope that you've enjoyed this. And I always want you to remember that you matter. So please take care.